Hi Rugby fans, thanks for pressing play on another episode of the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Megan Stevens and today it gives me great pleasure to say that I am bringing you our second episode in our Premier 15's 2020-2021 season preview. If you haven't already, do check out the previous episode in this series, which is linked in the description box below. In this episode, I'm going to be covering Bristol Bears women and Wasps ladies, with a quick recap on how they got on last season and what they've been up to over summer to prepare for the next. Oh, and perhaps a little prediction thrown in there as well. Before we get into it, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications by hitting that little bell icon so you don't miss an update. And when we drop our next season preview, you'll be the first to catch it. Okay, so let's get into it. We're approaching the new season, and with that comes an opportunity to reflect on how the last one went. A great place to start, right? And I'm going to start with a quick fun fact. These two teams actually played against each other in their last Premier 15's game in January before we went into lockdown and the season got declared null and void. The way things were left, Bristol Bears came in at 7th on the table while Wasps were 2 ahead of them mid-table in 5th place. The way that they were tracking before that snapshot, Bristol Bears had played 13 games, taking a win for 5 and a loss for 8. 5 of those 8 actually came from a gutting streak in their last 6 games, which effectively destroyed their playoff hopes. Wasps, on the other hand, played a total of 12 games, taking a win for 7 and a loss for 5. It appears that for the first time since the conception of the Premier 15s, Wasps would have fallen outside of the top 4, and a potential factor for that could have been their loss to Gloucester Hartpury, a very well-matched rival. So what's been happening over the summer? If you follow the Premiership closely or follow us on social media, you would have seen that there's been a fair bit of shuffling, a fair bit of change going on since we went our separate ways in March. Let's take a look at Bristol Bears first. They're well and truly out of hibernation, and what's great to see here is that the majority of the team has been re-signed. Plus, some serious international stroke Welsh talent has been added to the squad. Flanker Alicia Butchers joins the team, an intelligent and consistent player that has developed into an integral cog, having represented her country 28 times already at the age 23. Wing Jasmine Joyce returns to the squad after a few seasons, having last played for Bristol in 2017. Over the last 2 years, Jasmine has played in the Sevens World Series and for Premier 15's neighbours, Worcester Warriors, and brings some serious firepower to that back line with insane pace. We also have winger Courtney Keat joining the team, who currently holds 2 Welsh caps. A young and enthusiastic player who is likely looking to develop. She's starting to receive some international recognition and shows some great potential. Kaylee Powell also joins the team to operate as centre or fullback. Kaylee has impressively risen through the ranks to international level at age 21 and will bolster those backline options for the team. And last, but of course not least, lock Natalia John joins the squad, bringing power and domination to that contact area and international experience as well, with 15 caps up her sleeve. These 5 are joining 6 other talented Welsh internationals on the team, so it'll be interesting to see how that impacts the team dynamics, and the ability to get stuck in straight away. On the way out is Poppy Leach, Lucy Atwood, Charlotte Wright-Haley, Merrin Doidge and Lucy Burgess, who are pursuing their rugby elsewhere. Head coach Kim Oliver has commented that she couldn't have asked for more from the squad, getting straight back into trainings, and has also commented that it's important to keep that Welsh link, and added that it drives standards at the club, so that's interesting. And English former professional rugby player Tom Lindsay has stepped up to assistant coach at the club. Okay, so this season, an unusual one indeed. I think we're going to see some strength coming from that Welsh unit in Bristol Bears. Although they've lost some players to other clubs, they have re-signed the majority, and their new signings have mostly played together already. So that sense of club language could be quite natural, and given the unusual circumstances of this season, that could prove advantageous. In terms of individuals to look out for, I'm keeping an eye on Alicia Butchers. She said she has a passion for the fierce competition, so I want to see what impact she brings to the games. And in terms of development, I think Kaylee Powell will be interesting to see how she progresses and develops throughout the season. Now, what's been happening? What changes have we seen over at Wasps? Well, they've made a heap of new signings recently with some serious gains and perhaps more to come. You might want to buckle up while I run through the 13 new signings to the team. First off is England international hooker Heather Kerr, who has cited culture and professionalism as big draws in making the change from DMP Sharks this season. One that may come as a bit of a surprise to some people because she's been DMP from the start. Wasps also have a few other Red Roses joining the squad, including lock Rowena Burnfield, outside centre Amy Wilson-Hardy, and centre stroke wing Carice Williams. Sam Monaghan also joins the team, along with Irish lock Ciara Cooney. And joining the team from Richmond is speedster Ellie Boatman and Sadia Kabaya, the young flanker who has received recognition for her talent in the under-18s England Sevens team. And speaking of England, Wasps have also signed a huge number of England Sevens stars in Ali Kilden, Celia Quansah, Abby Burton and Meg Jones, where versatility and having played both Sevens and 15s should definitely help. Whew, what a list, right? I mean, that's some incredible talent. With this team, Wasps should be able to get almost a full lineup of England international backs, which is a force to be reckoned with, right? Especially if their front eight are gaining enough possession with that ball. Now, on the way out, we have Lizzie Goulden, Alex Powell, Kenny Templeman, Nolly Waterman, who is retired, and Claire Cripps, who has also retired. As you can see, Director of Rugby Giselle Mather has made some serious signals that the Wasps have come to stake their claim this season. Sorry, I couldn't help it. With all of this shuffling, don't you just get a little bit impatient to see how her master plan will play out? She's such an incredible coach that I feel like this strategy that is brewing is going to be integral to how they end up on the table this season. With Wasps and the gains they've made with their signings, I think it makes them the team to look out for. They are already historically a well-performing team in the Premier 15s, so this appears to be a bit of a level-up play. And like I say, if they can increase those win percentages, especially against the bigger teams where they've traditionally struggled, then there's a whole lineup of dynamic and experienced players in the backline to deliver and take those W's. In my opinion, Heather Kerr joining the squad is going to add another strength to the forwards, which in terms of impact is going to be a key point of difference. And in terms of development, I'm keen to see how Sadia Kabaya goes, to see if that versatility comes through from her early success in playing in the Premier 15s with Richmond. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm keen to see what players people are keeping their eyes on this season. So let's talk predictions. This is the part where your mate hits you up about how wrong you were or goes completely silent on how right you were months down the track. Pressure building. I'm just going to come out right and say it. I think both teams are moving up the table. If Bears are able to seamlessly unite and play to their max, I think they should be able to notch up to mid-table. And with the gains Wasps have made over the summer and the anticipation of that strategy that Giselle is cooking up, I'm quite convinced that Wasps will be in the playoffs, could even secure a top spot and make it to their first final. I said it. Alright team, thanks so much for watching the second episode of our Premier 15's 2020-2021 season preview. I think that's enough from me now. I want to hear what you guys think. So let me know what you think about the new signings. Let me know where you think each club is going to end up in the table. Drop all your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications by hitting that little bell icon so you don't miss an update. And hey, maybe tell someone you know about the Women's Rugby Show. And of course, follow us across all social media at Women's Rugby Show. I'm Megan Stevens. Until next time, goodbye.